Hey guys, it's Rose here with another Rosie Concepts video, and today we're going to be talking about delay. On Tell Me I'm Pretty, the guitar tone is a big component of the overall effect of the album, and delay plays a huge part in that. So I'm going to be showing you guys my delay pedal today and how it works, along with some general delay knowledge. So delay is a type of time-based processing, which means that in any instance other than a pedal, like a plug-in or an outboard processor, you should make a send off of your original signal and insert the delay on that split. Then you can return your affected signal and have control over your wet and dry mix. Delay is more specifically a processor that takes your original signal, doubles it, and replays it at a predetermined time. This time is a variable on your delay processor. There are lots of different settings, and they vary depending on what type of equipment you buy, but the basic ideas are time, rate, depth, and feedback. Time is how fast the delayed note will play after your original note is played. It's usually counted in milliseconds. Rate refers to how fast the affected signal will oscillate. Depth refers to how far that affected signal will oscillate. Rate and depth work together to create what we call modulation. So a low rate and a low depth would make your affected signal look like this. And a high rate and a high depth would make your affected signal look like this. And anywhere in between those settings you can change to create the modulation that you want. Feedback controls how many times the delayed signal will repeat. 0% will still give us one count of affected signal. The percentage refers to how much of the original signal is being fed into the second count. The first delay will always be 100%, so even at a 0% feedback, there's still a delay. The second signal will only have a certain percentage of the original signal in it, and every count after that will only have that much of the signal heard before it. If you set the feedback to 100%, the delay is never cut. The higher the percentage, the more times the signal will repeat. So if you set the feedback to 100%, you'll get a feedback loop because the delay will never stop. Those are the basic controls of most delay processors, but today I'm going to show you my pedal that has a few different controls, so we'll delve into those now. This is my JHS Lucky Cat delay version 2. It has a time knob. It has a ratio knob, which works with the time knob or the tap tempo component to make more experimental timing in your song. It has a repeats knob, which acts as feedback, and it also has a modulation switch, which lets me choose between two different types of fixed modulation. Now, fixed modulation means I have no control over the rate and depth. Over here is the darken knob, which acts as an EQ. When it's all the way to the right, you're replicating your original guitar tone, and the more you move it to the left, the more it takes down the brightness on the affected signal. This is the mix knob, which controls the mix of the dry and the affected signal. This is your bypass foot switch, and this is your tap tempo foot switch. You can use it to tap in a tempo instead of trying to figure out in milliseconds where your quarter note is. This pedal also has a switch on the side that lets me choose between a digital clean version and a vintage tape version. So I can choose if I want a more clean and structured delay or a more colored and shifted delay. Let's see how they sound. These settings are on the digital clean version set to modulation 1. And now it's set to vintage tape. Here's the second modulation option set to digital version. And here's the second modulation option set to vintage tape. Next, I'm going to show you a common use for delay, which is called slapback delay. It's when you set the time to be just late enough that the repeated signal is heard clearly hitting after the original note. It's a single hit that's usually mixed in pretty close to the original signal's volume. The time averages 40 to 120 milliseconds. Here's a guitar line with a slapback delay. So as you guys can see, delay is a lot of fun and adds some serious character to a song. Before I knew about any of this stuff, I thought you just used delay when you wanted that slapback sound, but as I learned, I figured out that it's used all the time in recording and mixing for not only tone, but space and character. I love this pedal and think it adds a ton of character to the overall tone of the guitar and makes it sound more present and smooth. Go ahead and comment one of your favorite delays and why you love it so we can all go check them out. I'll see you guys next week with another Rosie Concepts video. See ya!